a 500% increase as it relates to SSI, which are administered by the Social Security Administration for roughly 7.4 million beneficiaries. Well, it's all highlighted right here in this piece of legislation, which I will be discussing here in the video, as this would be changing a major aspect of the SSI program. And as we all recognize, the SSI program is great, but it's also very, very broken and leaving a lot of the beneficiaries way, way, way behind, which, by the way, I have a super fast question for you. As an SSI beneficiary, how much more do you believe that your checks should be? In other words, do you think you need another $500 a month? Do you need another $5,000 a month? Do you need another $1,000 a month? Like, where are you at? If you want to leave a comment down below, I'd really appreciate it. I'm just kind of curious where everybody's at right now and how much more money you believe that you need on a monthly basis just to maintain and sustain your lifestyle and maybe increase your quality of life. Anyway, I really appreciate it and look forward to reading your comments down below. Anyway, I'm going to talk about this here in the video, and again, this is just a piece of legislation, and I want to let you know where we currently stand on this, as again, lawmakers are calling a 500% increase to some aspects of the program. Now, this is also going to go hand in hand a little bit with those comments that I asked for, and again, in regards to that question I just asked a second ago, I'm really curious to see what you have to say down below in the comment section as far as how much more money you need as an SSI beneficiary. And again, you know the maximum benefit amounts right now, $967 as an individual and $1,450 as a married couple. But in this piece of legislation here, it is called the SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act. Again, SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act. Feel free to look it up if you'd like to. But here's what's interesting about it. We continue to see these lawmakers coming out introducing all these different pieces of legislation. Major piece of legislation like the SSI Restoration Act. That's a really good one. I've talked about it in great detail before in other videos. I think that's a really good one. They have not done it yet. But then they also have standalone piece of legislation like this one. Again, the SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act. Now, what's really interesting about this, a lot of the changes that they want to implement to the SSI program, and again, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I think I alluded to this. I just want to make it very clear. Everything I'm talking about here in this video directly pertains to SSI, Supplemental Security Income, not to be mistaken with other program benefits from the Social Security Administration. Anyway, I think you kind of got that, but I just want to make that very clear so there's no misunderstanding, no confusion about the benefits I'm talking about here. But anyway, so we see all these pieces of legislation that are out there, right? To increase benefits, to remove the marriage penalty, to raise the asset levels, in other words, the cash or cash equivalents. We see all these different parameters that are out there. They're all encompassed within the SSI Restoration Act, right? It's a really good piece of legislation. They have not done anything about it yet. They've talked about it, and that's about it. However, with this one, the SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act, and again, yeah, I keep showing you my phone, but it's just that you just look it up if you want the details of it, but I'll tell you everything here in this video. It's pretty basic. It's a pretty basic piece of legislation. Now, what's interesting about this is it was originally introduced about maybe 2 years ago or so. It was introduced then about 2 years ago, which seems like a long time ago. However, they've been out a few times here recently over the last couple months here. They've been out a couple times reintroducing it, which is probably a pretty good thing. Now, what they want to do with this is raise the cash or cash equivalents for SSI beneficiaries from the current levels that have not moved in decades. $2,000 as an individual is how much you can have as cash or cash equivalents, and $3,000 as a married couple, right? So that's what those are. Very, very low. They've remained very low for a very long time, and they have not changed them whatsoever, which is, well, preventing some beneficiaries, or I should say some people, from becoming beneficiaries, as well as the beneficiaries that are currently receiving benefits. It allows you to have virtually no money, right? A couple $1,000s. Well, I think we've all recognized over the last couple of years here, what does $2,000 or $3,000 get you these days? Not much. We all know that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good amount of money for anybody to have, but it doesn't really get you much anymore in the event that you need that for, some kind of something breaks down, a car repair, a healthcare coverage, a medical bill, something like that. Doesn't go very far these days. Anyway, with this piece of legislation, and again, I'll just throw this up really fast here. Again, it's just a super little small piece there. But again, the SSI Restoration Act, they want to raise that up to, sorry, I said that wrong. The SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act, they want to raise the cash or cash equivalents from the $2,000 as an individual up to $10,000, and for a married couple, $3,000 up to $20,000 is where they want to raise those limits up to, which would be super nice. According to the legislation and according to some information in regards to the most recent introductions of this, it would increase, or it would allow about 220,000 more people to become eligible for the SSI program that are currently ineligible because of having too much money. But how does it help the current beneficiary? Well, here's how it helped the current beneficiary somewhat, is it would allow current beneficiaries to possibly save or have a little bit more money in their possession. Rather than just having $2,000 as an individual, you could have up to $10,000. Rather than having only $3,000 as a married couple, you could have up to $20,000, right? So don't get me wrong. Really nice thing. It'd be nice to have that little bit of a safety net there and the extra money stashed away in the event of a rainy day fund, an emergency fund, a car breakdown, an appliance breakage, whatever, a roof repair, I don't know, medical bills. I'm just thinking of the expensive things out there, right? Everything's expensive now. But here's the situation. How is an SSI beneficiary, again, I'm kind of curious how anybody can ever answer this, and the logic behind this legislation, why I think it's not that great of a piece of legislation at the end of the day. Even though it would help out the beneficiary, it would help out the program, it would help out, say, I don't know, 220,000 people, according to what they're saying here, become eligible for benefits. At the end of the day, what does it do for current beneficiaries? Well, we could have that number as high as we possibly wanted it, but unless we're getting higher benefits to the beneficiary so they can actually save a little bit of money and stack a little bit aside as a savings account or a rainy day fund or an emergency fund, unless benefits are actually adjusted higher so that these individuals can actually save a little bit more money, what is this really going to do at the end of the day? It's not going to do much, right? For example, if somebody's currently living on the maximum benefit, $967 as an individual or $1,450 as a married couple, okay, I'm guessing the majority of that money is being used for necessities, as in living expenses, rents, utilities, food, whatever else people buy on a monthly basis, whatever necessities, premiums for healthcare, co-pays, insurance, medical bills, whatever it is. Again, whatever people to spend money on a monthly basis, necessities. My point is, $967 and $1,450 a month does not go very far when it comes down to this. So how much money does an individual like this living on these benefits really have at the end of the month to actually put away in savings? I would say probably nothing. Maybe a couple dollars if they're lucky, maybe $100 if they're very, very savvy, but probably not a whole lot of money, if any whatsoever. So the whole idea here, again, with this, the SSI Savings Penalty Elimination Act is a really nice thing. Raising it from $2,000 to $10,000 and from $3,000 to $20,000 would be really, really nice. But the problem that they're forgetting here is that how's anybody ever going to stack up and save $10,000 or $20,000 living on a benefit that's below $1,000 for an individual? How's that ever going to happen? It's going to take a very long time, and it's just not really that feasible. So even though this is great and they would want to increase it by 500%, which is what it is currently right now, the $2,000, raising it up to $10,000 would be a 500% increase. Okay, looks really good, sounds good on paper, but does that really help the beneficiary at the end of the day? Not really, but if they were to couple this, as in the raising of the cash or cash equivalents, along with an increase to benefits to maybe, say, the federal poverty line of, say, $1,304 a month or better, then yeah, maybe beneficiaries could stack away and save away $200, $300 a month, something like that. And, still maintain a very frugal lifestyle, but maybe stash away a couple $100 or maybe even just $100 a month, something like that, and eventually over many years possibly build up $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $7,000, $10,000 as an individual, and maybe significantly more as a married couple, right? So anyway, it's nice to see the legislation out there, nice to see this, but at the end of the day, I don't really think this is going to solve the problem when it comes down to the whole SSI program and changing this and actually reforming it in such a way that is beneficial to the beneficiary. Realistically, what do beneficiaries need? Do they need to save more money? Like stash it away in a savings account? Probably, that would help, but not really. What do beneficiaries need? Higher benefits. It all comes down to higher benefits. That's literally all it is, right? if you read through the comment section on literally any video here on the channel, that's basically what people are looking for right now. What do you want? More money. That's what people want. Not necessarily in the form of a savings, but rather like more income is what people are looking for. I mean, that is like the common theme out there. So I think that's where we're really at right now, is because people need that additional income to actually live on. So anyway, wow, big things happening so far. A lot of interesting things that are happening, but just want to keep you posted with any way that I possibly can. Now, let me ask you a huge favor. If you need help with Medicare, if you know anybody that needs help with Medicare, whether they're turning 65 or retiring or anything like that, any help with Medicare, again, check out this phone number right here, right there. That is your trusted team of advisors. They're working on your behalf every single day. Please give them a call, write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you got to do. But it is 100% free to work with them. They have access to over 20,000 plans across the country, and they're helping seniors every single day navigate Medicare to find the best plan at the best price with the best coverages for you and your personal needs, because everybody's needs are very, very different, and they're helping to find those best plans, again, in your local area. So if you're properly covered, rather than just having some random plan that doesn't even properly cover you. Anyway, here you go. Phone number right here. The trusted advisors, the team advisors, they are waiting to talk to you. Again, if you need any help with Medicare, give them a call. Totally free, and you'll be super happy you did. Otherwise, please share this video as well. Big share button right down below the video. Otherwise, anybody that you know that may benefit from the Medicare information or any information here, please share that phone number as well. Again, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, co-workers, parents, anybody like that, go ahead and share that phone number and share this video as well. Again, thanks so much. Otherwise, if you're new here, if you've not done so yet, please consider subscribing, 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos down below in the description or popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy, and I look forward to seeing you again soon in the next video. Have a good